And hello, South Florida. Welcome to another edition of the Real Estate Show. South Florida's _1 program about real estate and America's longest running daily radio show all about the topic of real estate. My name is Eric Willner and I am your host, and we are here live Monday through Friday. That's 5 days a week, every weekday at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. That's Eastern time. We come at you 5 different ways. So 5 by 5 by 5. If you just remember that, you can always find us on the AM 1470 dial. You can hear us on the FM 95.3, 96.9. You can also hear us on the apps. All you have to do is download any one of the three apps that the free apps that you can download from the App Store, where you can get the radio stations of your choice, and you're going to be looking for WWNN. In fact, even WWNN has their own app, so you can go right to that one, or you go to the iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app. TuneIn's nice because it's got the reminder, the alarm that will remind you when our show is on live at 5 Eastern time. And you can also, if all else fails and you forget all of those things I just told you, go to our website at automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com. Go to the top of the page where you'll see the real estate show. Click on that button. It'll give you the opportunity, if you're there live at 5, to go and listen to our streaming live. You can listen to any one of our shows that are rebroadcast at your convenience. They're loaded and recorded up there. They go up there approximately 24 to 48 hours after the live show. So you can go back in history and you can get anything that you want going back literally many, many years. So here's the deal. You've got AM, FM, the apps on our website at automaticlandlord.com. And you can even watch and participate, send us a comment simply by going to our Facebook page, which is streaming this live as well, at facebook.com/The Real Estate Show, as if it was all one word. If you don't have a Facebook account, if you have a Facebook account, just type in The Real Estate Show with no spaces, and it should get you there. You'll see our black, red, white real estate radio show logo in the background, and you'll know that you're in the right place. Anyway, we got a great show for you today as we kick off the week with our Monday on a Mission. And every week, you'll know that as we start out our week, we always lay out a groundwork, sort of a foundation of what we're going to be talking about for the rest of the week. Last week, we talked about credit. That was a result of a poll that we took here on the radio, where you, our listeners, had told us that credit was one of the top things that was the obstacle or the concern or just what you really wanted to hear about, though. That was any one of those reasons. And so we covered credit really well for the whole week. So if you want to catch up on all of that stuff, you can just go. That's already up on our website at automaticlandlord.com, where you can listen to every single show about credit and how to create it, how to improve it, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, the bottom line here is that we have a new topic this week. We're going to be talking about the topic of investing. And this is one of my favorite topics here on the Real Estate Show, because we could go on and talk forever in what I believe, number one, is the ideal investment, first of all. Number two, it is the best investment vehicle out there, bar none. And all you do is know that the Real Estate Show will guide you. In fact, for over 23 years, the Real Estate Show here has been helping investors that contact us directly on how to find great deals, how to buy, negotiate, and finance great deals. And then once you have those, how to set them up on automatic pilot, the automatic landlord way, and how to operate your real estate business at a profit for a long, long time. And that's what we're going to talk about this week. We're going to kind of give you sort of a summary. What I'm going to talk to you about is I'm going to call it the automatic landlord wealth plan. And it really breaks down. I wrote down 9 steps that you are definitely going to want to follow us throughout the week and get on board with these 9 steps. And what we want to do here is we want to be able to help you to get started and launch that wealth plan for you. So if we can get started right here, and can I get some help over here? I've got a wild cat that is making a whole bunch of noise in the studio, and so what's happening here is that the first thing we're going to look at is to start the with the end in mind, right? We want to make sure that we start with the end in mind, and then sort of plan backwards. And so it really depends what you want your real estate investing to do. For some folks, it is the accumulation of wealth and creating a legacy to pass on. For many, it is to create the income to supplement what your income you have now, or to replace the income that you have now, and perhaps maybe to build an even better, long-lasting, massive, long residual income trail. That is what attracts a lot of people to the real estate business. So step number one is begin with the end in mind. And there is a slightly different approach whether you're trying to build assets first and don't need the income versus need the income. The assets are secondary. You're going to build the assets no matter what. If you do this and follow our steps, you will build assets over time. But there's a way of creating income now that puts the income in first priority, or the other way around. There are many folks that have great income from their current careers. They're not looking to make a career change. They love what they do, but what they want to do is that they want to build retirement wealth. They want to build legacy wealth, or any of those things. So the bottom line here is begin with the end in mind. We're going to pick a track, and then from that track, we'll move forward. Then we'll talk about which each one of those tracks, which is its own wealth plan in its, but it depends again where you're trying to get to and the time frame that you're trying to get those in. Then step number 3 is to buy. It's to buy right, and that's really the key thing. And buying right sometimes means paying at a deep discounted price. Sometimes it means that you're building a stream of income, and therefore you can pay a little bit more if it generates the income that you're looking for. You see how those tracks start to diverge a little bit. Ultimately, what's interesting is that they can come back and basically cross and sort of meet again. But in the beginning, you got to put one priority in front in order to make traction and to get this thing going. Number 2, or step number 3 again is buy right. Whether it's buy it at a discount, whether it's buying it for location. You see, location has a lot to do with building the asset wealth, and sometimes quicker, because as you have heard over and over again, although you haven't heard it as much recently, have you? Because it seems like every location right now is hot because of the shortage of the inventory. But ultimately, location does matter. And then we can talk a little bit about the special financing that might make a property worth a little bit more, worth paying a premium, because they're special. Imagine getting financing where you didn't have to have a high credit score. Imagine if you had special financing where you didn't have to even talk to a bank. Would that not be worth a little bit extra? Well, ask a few other folks who don't have the credit history to show, or had some blip on their credit, and they're ready to be homeowners, but they don't meet the guidelines of the bank. Anyways, that's step number 3. When we come back, I'm going to pick up at step number 4 through 9, and we're going to talk about and lay out what we're going to be talking about this week and why invest. Want to learn more, and if you want to have a conversation about investing one-on-one, confidentially, no cost, then text the word investor to 561-861-2366. That's 561-861-2366. And we'll make sure we start that process for you as well. Anyway, we're going to take that break. We'll be right back right after these words. So I'm operating a little bit here in the blind, but I'm getting text messages, which tells me what to do next. Hey, Felipe, how are you? Marilyn, how are you? So, Felipe from California. Marilyn, where are you from? Everything good there, Felipe? I saw you on our transmission last week, but I didn't get a chance to chat. We got a super busy week. It seems as into the fall, the market is still just incredible. But there are good deals out there, and that's the good news. Believe it or not, there's still short sales in the market. Now, in a market this hot, yes, there are short sales in the market. We're just involved in a note situation. We're just involved. Busy means good deals. That's right. That was just another inquiry, trying to get information on one of the deals that we're working on right now. So let's see. Dan, are we ready to come back? Let's see. All right, we're back here. So I just got the message from the engineer. So we're back, and for those of you just joining us here, we're operating on a little bit of a handicap, but we're still operating, and that's the important part here on the Real Estate Show, which is America's longest running daily radio show. In spite of up markets, down markets, the Great Recession, the Great Pandemic, and even electronic technical difficulties doesn't stop the Real Estate Show from continuing on and helping, whether you're buying your first property or your 21st rental property. And that's what we're talking about this week is the investment side of real estate. If you want to get some more information about investing in real estate, if you want to learn and get put on our investor list of great deals that are coming along the pipeline, and these are not on the MLS. And I emphasize these properties are not on the MLS. The ones on the MLS are the ones that are fought for, and it's ironic to think that the most competitive properties is also the minority of the properties, because there's other properties that go directly between bank to bank or from consumer back to the bank that never transfer via the MLS. There are person-to-person deals going on right now, for sale by owners that are going on right now. And when you think about this, if people sell, and the statistic is that most people sell every 7 years or so. 7 years turns out to be 14% of the market, which means 14% of the market is constantly in play. If there's that 1 in 7 churn. If it's every 10 years, it's still 10% of the market. And at any given time, I've never seen more than about 5% of the market on the MLS. So that means that half or more of the transactions that happen off the MLS. And now with all of these different websites and technology, you're probably going to see the MLS lose a bit of its market domination. At one time, it was all on the MLS. If you didn't have the only people who had access to information. Remember when the MLS looked like a phone book? It was a black and white, thin tissue paper, sheeted catalog of the properties for sale. And the only way to get that was to be a licensed real estate agent or have one as a really good friend. And maybe you could get one of the old books. Well, the market moves a lot faster nowadays. As you can tell, we've come a long way, baby, when it comes to the real estate market and access to the information. And one of the beautiful things about real estate is that there is not such a thing as illegal inside information. If I happen to know what's going on with the neighbor down the road, if I happen to know that the owner of a business that is getting ready to shut its doors, I can use that as an opportunity to contact them, to negotiate and understand the timing of the market, the pricing of the market, and the situation across the board. So this really becomes a very interesting conversation. And like I said, when you look at the 5 reasons why I say real estate is the ideal investment, it's because of the income. And we're going to talk about that in our 9-step wealth plan. It's because of the tax advantage. I'm going to talk about that in our 9-step wealth plan. It's because of the equity buildup. And we're going to talk about that in our 9-step wealth plan. If you follow our 9 steps, we will cover all of the 5 reasons. And in fact, we'll cover the reasons that no other investment can even come close to real estate. Because in addition to the income, to the tax advantages, to the equity buildup, and by the way, there's 3 different ways I can force equity buildup. Number 4, there is the appreciation, which, yes, indeed, that is going on right now. In fact, you want to hear a really easy way to become more wealthy is buy more property. The only people who are experiencing the appreciation of property are the ones that own it. And now you know why I frequently repeat the little jab I talk about, is that there's 2 types of people in the world, right? There's a people in real estate that own the real estate, and there's the rest of the people who are on real estate. They occupy it, they work on it, but they pay either through rent payments or labor to all the people who are in real estate. And you, if you're listening to this radio show, I know that you're at least thought about being in real estate. Maybe you're already in real estate and you want more real estate, because the people who are experiencing it and the long-term growth, the big money in real estate happens by being in the way. Nobody knows when the appreciation is going to start or how long it's going to last. But just like being in front of the swell of a big wave, you have to be there first. You can't paddle and catch up to the wave. You've got to be in front of the wave in order to ride it. And appreciation is one of the biggest forces, like a wave, like a giant tsunami. Appreciation is an incredible force that creates wealth, and why more millionaires in the world were created because of real estate, owning and being in front of that appreciation wealth over time. And so the secret is you don't have to have a PhD in anything. You just have to own real estate and own it for what I call the medium to long term in that. So step number 4, after we have started with the end in mind, step 1, step 2, the automatic landlord plan. We got to set it up depending on the fork in the road that we talked about in the first half of the show. Number 3 is buy it right based on the different factors. And we're going to break that down throughout the week. Number 4 is we want to get this property rehabbed or rent ready. And those are not necessarily the same thing, or else at least it's a broad definition. Having a property rent ready is not always what people think. It doesn't mean brand new carpet, brand new paint, brand new appliances, and all of that stuff. There are different types of tenants and different type of arrangements. So you got to know, based on, back to step 2, your street smart automatic landlord wealth plan will put you there in the right place. Next, we want to talk about renting it. Now that we got it rent ready and we have it, what the market is demanding. And that's really the secret there. Once I have created, acquired, and prepared a product that the market wants, now I want to rent it out and start creating the cash flow. And I'm going to tell you today, more than anything, the ability to create cash flow is the secret to lasting in this marketplace. It was the secret of why we survived and why the best of the best in this business survived the market, the real estate bubble of 2008. The overall entire economy collapsed in 2008, if you remember. And real estate was the last to go, was the last of the pillars of the economy to go. And it suffered hard, but there are a number of people that survived it or were cash ready and thrived because they were able to buy at bargain basement prices. We are now today well above the last statistic I think I quoted a couple weeks ago, about 40% above where we were when the market crashed. And so if you lasted, then you're in a great shape right now. And so if you take those principles and those actions and do those now. That's number 5 is rent it out. And there's lots of different strategies. There's rented the entire property, right, as a rental property. Live in it and rent out part of it. Maybe you'll Airbnb a room or an apartment or something off of your property. Perhaps you'll house hack it, and we'll talk about what house hacking is. That's become a popular term, and I love the idea and I love the concept. I was talking to one of the folks that went to our first time homebuyer seminar, and this young lady, she wasn't so interested in owning the property for herself to live in. She was interested in house hacking and building up her equity, building up her wealth. Very smart young lady, and we're going to help her to do that. Number 6, we're going to show you how to set it up and put it on autopilot, the automatic landlord way. Scheduled maintenance, scheduled payments, scheduled refinance, all of that stuff is schedulable and automatable. We're going to talk about that. Step 6. Number 7 is refi and optimize. And that's important because we're going to how to pay the best rate, use the best thing, and get the property in such a way with cash flow and tax advantages flowing to your advantages. Number 8, cash flow. When we're going to talk about cash now, cash flow, and cash forever. Anyway, that's the amount of time that we have yet. There's number 8. For number 9, text the word investor, and I'll give you all 9 broken out. Text the word investor to 561-861-2366. That's 561-861-2366. Text the word investor to get our 9-step wealth plan. And then we'll be back again doing the same thing tomorrow, same place, same time. Till then, this is your host, Eric Willner, signing off. Bye-bye. And that was a nice quiet. Heard nothing. I'm going to go ahead and hang up because they had my feed, but they did not have the loop back. So I operated literally blind. I couldn't hear a single word. I had on my phone my engineer texting me 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left, 1 minute left. And thank you, Eric. We'll see you tomorrow. And that's him again as well. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it. It's working closely with the engineer. We can even fly this baby even in the dark. So, Anthony, how are you? And you guys have fun watching me here in the home studio with a nefarious, mischievous cat who found a bag and was climbing in and out of the bag and having a good time, obviously learning a lot about real estate. Roberto, tudo bem? Susanna, I was on automatic pilot, and you gotta sometimes be able to duck and roll with the punches when they come that way. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and power down here our YouTube feed. Thank you very much.